일요일날 새벽 2시 20분이 막 지나고 있습니다. 자, 세상에 책들을 좀 The Alter Ego Effect, the power of secret identities to transform your life. They didn't realize we were equal partners. Physical features, continents, mountains, oceans. Let's look at how Japan's geography helped make it possible for the shoguns to isolate the country. Amazon.com way, secrets of the world's most astonishing web business. Get and keep customers by offering great value. Mindfulness for beginners, reclaiming the present moment and your life. To open our unexamined and deluded storylines became self-fulfilling prophecies. While America aged, she asked some good questions, but her tone was relentless and unsparing, as though a dark secret were hidden in every drawer. Unsparing. (2020) Consumer Trend Insight. 10 keywords about what consumers want. The niche becomes the rich. We are not simply in an era of customer satisfaction. We are in an era of customer hyper-satisfaction. learn it, the creative habit, learn it and use it for life. The surest method for finding the path through a maze is to start at the end and work your way back to the beginning. Understanding global trade. In the United Kingdom, the rate of unemployment rises continuously. Speak with power and competence. Tested ideas for becoming a more powerful communicator. The crystal remained the crystal. The crystal remained intact. Don't sweat the small stuff, and it's all small stuff. Simple ways to keep the little things from taking over your life. We tell ourselves we'll be happy when our bills are paid, when we get out of school, get out, get our first job or promotion. Be happy where you are. Unplug every day. Have a question? Ask a newspaper advice columnist, not an online chat forum. The successful man will profit from his mistakes and try again in a different way. Competence, how winning streaks and losing streaks begin and end. Dee sat back and listened as the discussion proceeded. Practical wisdom. There are important differences between children oriented to getting A's and children oriented to learning from their mistakes. The Fairy Bible. Everything you ever wanted to know about the fairies. Fairy gold, however, may not be what it seems and may turn to dust or smoke when it taken into mortal realms. Both are the experimental and field studies have found, in fact, the people will make large financial sacrifices to help establish a feeling of belonging to an in-group. They aspire to feel part of it. Part. The art of work, a proven path to discovering what you were meant to do. Your calling is not just one thing, it's a few things. The trick is to not be a jack of all trade, but to become a master of some. All right. The idea of working together, however, is an important part of life in general. Rise of the robot. That relentless borrowing, on the part of nearly the entire American population was, of course, ultimately unsustainable. Alchemy. We don't pretend that we can sleep at will or control our levels of contentment. But much of the time we pretend that conscious human agency is the only force that drives our behavior, and therefore disparage other less obvious behaviors that we have adapted to hack our unconscious process as if they were irrational, wasteful, or absurd. Hack, hack. Popular proverbs and the sayings. Hypocrisy is the homage that vice page to virtue. By pretending to have moral principles, dishonest people are actually showing a kind of respect for their excellence. Lend me your ears. Greatest speeches in history. Zola prefaced his statement by addressing the jury directly as you, the loftiest, the most direct emanation of French justice. Preface. Thinking in best. When we make the in the moment decision and don't ponder the past or future, we are more likely to be irrational and impulsive. The mind-body prescription, healing the body, healing the pain. That alone prevented the migraine permanently. Why Mars and Venus collide, improving relationships by understanding how men and women cope differently with stress. With this new awareness, we can find new ways to meet each other's sometimes conflicting needs. Change your brain, change your life. The chief judge said he needed to educate people on the real effects of drugs. For better, for worse, the science of a good marriage. Doing nothing and allowing marital problems to fester doesn't help your marriage and maybe taking a serious toll on the health of both you and your partner faster. What you do is who you are, how to create your business culture. I don't want you to be me. You should just be you. Be yourself. Design your culture. Whereas if everyone is hired on the same criteria, then the culture will see people for who they are and what they uniquely bring to the table. Science, matter and the chemicals. All substances, matter and chemicals, from a pinhead to a star, are made of atoms. Intelligence, the creative response to now. A meditative awareness comes to know the key. Influence, the psychology of persuasion. When the customers were a family, he was effervescent, even slightly clownish, directing his remark as open to the children as to the adults. The power of four. Know yourself, know your friends, know the enemy, lead the way. This relationship was based in mutual respect. 5 day weekend. It strengthens you psychologically and give you a great ability to bounce back after experiencing challenges and negative moods. Hunger, a memoir of my body. I hate how other people will see me, this fat person working out, and offer unsolicited encouragement like good for you, or keep it up, or you go girl. I don't want the encouragement. understanding the path to mastery. To improve and later to become expert, you must develop the ability to maintain presence even when our material seems to be falling apart around you. Inspired destiny, living a fulfilling and purposeful life. Betrayal springs out of self-righteousness. My values are the right ones, so others ought to behave according to them. The upside of down. But there's one thing that should keep us from arguing too forcibly. It looks a lot like what we see in real life. The only people who never fail are those who never try. A sense of urgency. When she came back from lunch that day, she found that someone had written on the small sign the name of one of the firm's manager. You can be happy no matter what. Five principles for keeping life in perspective. We have lots of common sense and know instinctively what to do when adversity strikes. lobsters, gangsters of the sea. A just molted lobster feels like a rubber toy. Always day one. How the tech titans plan to stay on top forever, making it available across mobile devices and web browsers threatened Windows. How to solve it? A new aspect of a mathematical method. The modern notation is much preferable to the older one. Notation. Retail therapy. Can the last one out switch off the light? We have seen how retailing, as you know, it came into existence. It came into existence as a result of that revolution and was essentially a channel through which mass production could be pushed to consumers. Clean, clean. I still scratch. I still scratch my head over Kim's recovery and its welcome side effect. The female brain, the female brain. Those who didn't get the hormone reported steep decline in their libidos. Those who did get treatment reported that their sexual interest soon returned. Services front of the strategy, positioning services for value advantage. Employees should have enough freedom to own the relationship, bend the rules. Bend the rules if circumstances demand it. Break the mold. break the mold and go an extra mile whenever they needed to. They needed to. Korean perception of the United States, a history of their origins and formation. Also, please restrain Japan's harsh, despotic rule and unfair treatment. Brand you turn your unique talents into a winning formula. Yet many of us still feel uncomfortable about cultivating someone in the hope of getting something from them. This negative feeling is a poor way to start a relationship. There are plenty of books. There are plenty of books and seminars on the subject of networking techniques. The don't sweat the small stuff for women. As Maslow's hierarchy, as Maslow's hierarchy of needs remind us, as our basic needs are met, our attention and efforts are freed up so that we may devote our energies to the deeper needs of being human, as well as to our spiritual life. No filter, no filter. Porsche now has employee counterparts in Los Angeles who answer celebrity queries for the Kardashians and others, solving their problems directly, while most of the app's users fend for themselves. Fend. Queenstown and Southern Lake Wasson. Visitor guide with maps and voucher. invaluable, the secret to become irreplaceable. This worksheet will help you quickly identify your personal MVAs or most valuable activities. Steps. In the strengths column, rate each activity as a 1, 2, or 4 in terms of whether it is a strength of yours. Secrets of happy people. And while the result took a while to show, they were significant and long lasting, and the benefits could be enjoyed from day one. 50 successful Harvard application essays. What worked for them can help you get into the college of your choice. Overall, however, this is a, this is a solid essay that could be improved by making it more specific to the author and by narrowing the topic such that the allotted space is adequate to explore it. The right to the man, Bush made it plain that he was not pleased with the performance of the FBI and the CIA, especially not with that of the FBI. The Memory Bible, Anti-Brain Aging Diet Tips. Studies have found higher rates of Alzheimer's disease and other dementia in people with this condition. Getting treatment for critical illness. Like all the other aging boomers, I am at risk. I am at risk for developing a variety of critical illness, including hypertension, high cholesterol, and diabetes that can impair memory ability and affect long-term brain health. discover your strengths. You are energized. You are you are energized by the steady and deliberate journey from ignorance to competence. How not to marry the wrong guy. Is he the one or should you run? A guide to living happily ever after. Then she spoke to us together, and she asked him to explain to me what he had shared with her. Nudge, improving decision about health, wealth, and happiness. The consortium's presentation to federal government officials were met politely but coolly. Lifetime Encyclopedia of Letters, a collection letter to a large business firm, however, did not put as much emphasis on empathy with the reader. Finding keepers, completely reinvented the way you think about the recruiting. One reason cited for the problems, the difficulty of finding enough top-notch support people in India. Top-notch. Say it like the Obama and win. The power of speaking with purpose and vision. And with your voices and your voice, you made it clear that at this moment in this election, there is something happening in America. Hand-me-down dreams, how families influence our career paths and how we can reclaim them. Once you've defined your true self. Once you've defined your true self, you needed to find ways to express it. Big magic, creative living beyond the fear, trust. However, I will say this, if you happen to discover after a few years away from writing that you have found nothing that takes its place in your life, nothing that fascinated you or moves you or inspire you to the same degree that writing once did. Well then, sir, I'm afraid you will have no choice. I'm afraid you will have no choice but to persevere, persevere. Getting rich your own way, achieve all your financial goals faster than you ever thought possible. For the foreseeable For the foreseeable future, you will sell on the internet by offering free information in a specialized area and making your offer widely known. Winning with the people, discover the people principles that work for you every time. How frequently how frequently are you battling for your personal rights or for what's right? Summary of 12 Rules for Life, an antidote to chaos. What happens to a person once they have undergone some form of suffering is totally up to them because it is their mind that will make up the decisive vote in the end. History is full of people who took a turn for the worst as they went after all, those who took advantage of them in any manner. These people initiated a negative cycle of action that led to further evils. 12 Rules for Life, an antidote to chaos. Rule 6. Set your house in perfect order before you criticize the world. The completed microbiotic diet. 7 steps to feel fabulous, look vibrant, and think clearly. Gently fold to mix all the ingredients together. Success is your choice. 10 steps to overachieving in business and life. Again, we embraced it. Again, we embraced it and viewed it as a friend, not as some enemy. The unconventional. how rebel companies are changing market habits and mind, and how you can too. The PJA change leader. For just a second, think about where you are on this ladder. Change we can believe in. Barack Obama's plan to renew America's promise. Barack Obama believed that if fathers are doing their part, then our government should meet them halfway by promoting responsible fatherhood and supporting families. We should be making it easier for fathers who make responsible choice and harder for those who avoid them, as President Barack Obama will sign the Responsible Fatherhood and Healthy Families Act. The miracles of your mind are ready to unlock your true potential. The feeling of wealth produces wealth. The feeling of being successful produces success. Keep this in mind at all times. The subconscious mind is like a bank, a sort of universal bank. It magnifies whatever you deposit or impress upon it, whether it is good or evil. Release your brilliance. Release your brilliance. Clearly, the apex of 9/11 on my life was nothing compared to what thousands of others experienced. The School of Greatness, a real world guide to living bigger, loving deeper, and leaving a legacy. But I'm sick and tired of seeing people who have given up on themselves. So a third place. History is riddled with History is riddled with example of the left turns and roundabouts we never anticipated but later can't fathom life without. One word that will change your life. Live your word. Look out. Marketing. Forecasting is also problematic for many businesses, as most salespeople rely on institution to evaluate every sales lead. 18 minutes, find your focus, master distraction, and get the right things done. What should you do with someone you think is angry and you? Choose your story, change your life. Silence your inner critic and rewrite your life from the inside out. Let's start by taking a look at all the different ways our stories show themselves. Step 1. Catch your stories. Catch. Catch your stories at work. Meet Corey. The moment my video call with Corey connects, the screen reveals a face that you can't help but smile back at. 222 Prosperity Affirmation. How to speak prosperity and abundance into your life. I have an endless supply of money. Updating. How to date out of your league. The most accurate class indicator. No matter how you dress, how you wear your hair, or how you furnish your home, the moment you open your mouth, your social class will show. chaos imperative. First, regardless of the size of the event, the location, or whether it is formal or informal, Robin always consider what the goal of the party is. It sound counterintuitive. We expect we expect the serendipity to just emerge, right? It's the first thing I ask myself. What is the goal of the party? She explained. Ageless memory, a memory expert prescription for a razor sharp mind. Recall names and faces. Maintain the competence that comes with having a sharp, active mind. To lock this in my memory. Living better than ever in an age of less. Bake for 15 minutes, uncovered. Intelligent M&A, navigating the mergers and acquisition minefield. Now part of HSBC on the bank. Stumbling on happiness. If you have even the slightest curiosity about the human condition, you ought to read it. You would still not be able to explain why a person can find the circle more quickly in one case than in the other unless you also know what that person thought the circle meant. The Book of Question. Struggling. Getting more. You are always negotiating over 20-year period. Inspiration for innovation. 101 lesson for innovators. Start discovering relevant customer frictions to solve. The Daily Drucker. He did so without a crisis, while M was ostensibly doing very well. Radical candor will help you inspire teams to do the best work of their lives. How to get what you want by saying what you mean. Yes, like the invisible man I said. Your next move, how to make a successful career change, reaching your potential. The dangerous case of Donald Trump. 27 psychiatrists and mental health experts assess a president. 59% of Republicans have also endorsed the same stress level. Shed your stop, change your life. Absolutely brilliant. How can I improve my drive and determination? If you want to boost your drive and determination factor even higher, here are some suggestions. Surround yourself with determined, successful people. One of the best ways to learn about determination is through osmosis, and spending time with a determination role model will demystify the process. Yesterday and today in the USA, intermediate ESL reader. The crowd felt silky.